After implementing my remove function that essentially looks for anything inside of FB results that contains the term undefined, I get, for the most part, results that are pretty hollow. We see here that when you actually look at it, we see that anything except a link is going to be completely hollow. Now, when I first was coming up with this interface, I actually modeled my template from the link. From let's go to the actual JSON data source over here. What I'm saying is that I modeled my results section over there, or article element, based on what I get when an item comes as type link. But then when I look at something else, like another type that's coming back hollow after I did my remove function, I see, for example, the type photo. It has some other elements in here that I hadn't seen before, like the properties property, and it doesn't have other things like a description. And rather a link type does have a description, and that's why it's coming up. So okay, so now I notice that the different types of items that come up here, whether they're links, photos, videos, status, whatever, when they come up, they have different properties. So then why is the whole thing coming up hollow like this? Well, that's because of my selector over here. Now, what I'm saying to with jQuery is look inside of FB results, which is this entire result, and anything that contains undefined, well, remove it. And you know, anything that's not a link and doesn't have this .description is going to get the entire section removed, which is that whole bottom half section that I put in blue over here. That's actually our results description section. So now I realize that I was a bit extreme with my selector, and I definitely need to narrow it down a bit. So how am I going to do that? Well, results description is what I want to get into. And if I look at my HTML structure, I see that I have all this stuff inside over here. This whole guy, the photo and the text, is all wrapped inside of an H6 tag. So actually, to go back to the data source, I also noticed that everything does have a picture. The reason why that's important to me when I look back at the results, everything has a picture when I get it back, short of the statuses, but that's a different issue. But what's happening here is that if it doesn't have a description, this entire section gets removed. And it so happens that all these are span elements in here. So why don't I target these 3 different span elements and see what I get? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Maybe it'll make more sense when I actually do it. So currently, I'm in FB results with this selector. Well, instead of using this global asterisk selector, I'm going to say section, because now I'm moving into either one of these sections, but I want the class. So I'm going to say dot result description. Okay, so now I'm saying I'm working within these elements. So I know that I'll always get an image. That's cool. I'll always get a link. That's fine. So I only have to target these span elements. So I'll say that any span element inside of here, which are just these 3 items, well, you know what? Remove them. Okay. Now hopefully, wait, let me make sure I save this. And now let's give my interface a refresh. Nice. Okay. Here we go. Now I definitely have more results, and I like what I have, because if you see, I have anything like when I have a video and I have a photos, it all seems to be working out for me now. Now notice this photo seems to be a little bit empty. Maybe there's some other properties I could add to it, but this is much, much nicer than before.